Good morning again. I'm back in the shop this Sunday morning. I wasn't intending to. I was planning on gaming today, but my gaming aspirations got cut short. So yesterday I spent the day playing Poor Bloody Infantry, which is a 15mm World War II game from Peter Pig. It's not a well-known game. It's actually pretty cool, and if you look up Peter Pig on the interwebs, you'll be able to find out more information about that. But since I was coming in this morning to work on Thagrosh here, I figured it would be a good idea to show you the progress so far. And as you can see, the progress has been fairly significant. He is he's closing in on being done, actually. He'd probably be done, except that after all the work I did on Friday morning, I had actually kind of rethought his skin coloration. I wasn't really happy with where it was going, and so when I came back in yesterday evening, I kind of not exactly started from scratch, but I really did sort of rework it pretty well. But I'm very happy where it is now. So now at this point, it's really just going to be finishing up and finalizing all the paint and doing his little rock there. But pretty happy with where it came out. If you're curious, the base skin tone is P3 Frostbite. It is washed with Vallejo Game Color Somber Gray, which is same as Games Workshop Shadow Gray. Like I said, I kind of use a little bit of everything. And the wings have a sort of dusting of P3 Sanguine Highlight, which I did with my airbrush. There's some of that sanguine highlight on his face. And then I also mixed it with some Liquitex clear medium to make a wash for his blade there. You can see where it sort of breaks apart and becomes fleshy. That's the sanguine highlight with clear gel, not clear gel, where is it? I got it here somewhere. Hold on. Gloss medium and varnish. I actually use this quite a bit for doing washes and such. Sometimes when you add a lot of water to your paint to make a wash, it sort of destroys the integrity of the paint. And if you add a little medium to it, it will kind of keep that integrity intact. So anyway, yeah, that was for the sword, the fleshy parts of the sword. The sword itself is bolt gunmetal over black with a dry brush mithril silver over that, and I think a black wash over that. After I washed the skin tones, I actually went back with some mixes of the Frostbite and Somber Gray to go and build the highlights back up. So that's why it's still pretty bright in some places, and I may continue doing that. The browns are, I think that's just P3 bootstrap leather, a wash of whatever the GW brown wash is, and then I'm going to go back in and highlight that some more. The bones are bones and claws, horns, jackbone, GW brown wash, and then again going back to highlight it again later. And his armor color is the same as the sword color, except that I think that I did a dry brush of the, yeah, I did a dry brush of the bolt gunmetal instead of just painting the whole thing bolt gunmetal, and then dry brush lightly the mithril silver over that. So that's where we are there. I'm hoping to finish that today, actually pretty soon. Later, I'm going to be working on some Grey Knights. I have a client who would like to have some Grey Knights painted up. I had actually, the original request was for magnetizing their weapons to make, different weapon swaps possible, but as it turns out, these guys actually have fairly complex arm structures, and there's a lot of arm sharing between various weapon swaps, which would mean that if you went from this one to that one, not only would you be swapping the weapon at the wrist, you'd have to change the arm as well, which would mean that the shoulder would also have to come off. And I figured out, like, the worst case scenario was that a Marine might need 12 magnets total in order to do all of the possible weapon swaps. They're pretty cool pieces overall, but kind of, might just be a little bit on the tedious side to actually do all of those, to make all of those options possible, especially when you're talking about having to put magnets on to a wrist. See if you can see that. I mean, that's a tiny wrist there. You're talking a 1/32nd 1/32nd magnets to hold most things on. You might be able to get away with larger ones for the shoulder pads. But yeah, anyway, so not quite sure where we are at that point. I think we might be able to get away with just doing a couple of swaps with some of the guys. We'll figure it out. Anyway, that's it for today. I will probably be doing another video tomorrow, and we'll show you a completed Thagrosh with any luck. And but for now, that's it. I will talk to you later.